What is up, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's football preview video. For this one, we're looking at a major showdown that will be kicking off this week on Wednesday, the 4th of December at the Emirates Stadium in North London. For today's fixture, we will be focusing on Arsenal versus Manchester United. We start off today's video with the home side being Arsenal. The last 5 fixtures for the Gunners have ended in 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. Arsenal's last match was a 5-2 win in the Premier League away at West Ham United. In these last 5 fixtures, the Gunners have scored 14 goals and conceded just 5. So Mikel Arteta's side are looking fluid and they're looking solid once again. The first player I have to talk about for Arsenal has got to be their top goal scorer this season, a German centre forward Kai Havertz. In 19 appearances, Kai Havertz has scored 9 goals and provided 1 assist. And I think my favourite quality with Kai Havertz this season has got to be the chemistry that he's built up with his teammates. He's no longer looking isolated up front, he's now looking like an important part of the Arsenal machine. Now, if Kai Havertz is the top goal scorer, then the assist leader at Arsenal right now is English right winger Bukayo Saka, who in 18 appearances has 7 goals and 11 assists. What I really enjoy watching when it comes to Bukayo Saka is the amount of creativity this young English lad has out wide. Bukayo Saka can cross, he can shoot, he can cut in, he can dribble, he can pass. Bukayo Saka for me is a player who just is energy personified. And finally for Arsenal, I want to talk about the player who I think is the most important in Mikel Arteta's setup, in Norwegian attacking midfielder Martin Odegaard. In 8 appearances, Odegaard has 1 goal and 3 assists, but for me, it's his influence on this team that makes Martin Odegaard so important. This is the player who's usually orchestrating things for Arsenal. He's the one dictating the tempo, picking things up when they need a goal or slowing it down when they're ahead. And you can see the impact that Martin Odegaard has made on this team ever since he's come back from injury. Speaking of injuries, players who Arsenal will probably be missing in this match, right back is a major issue for the Gunners right now. They're missing both Ben White and Tomoyasu, and they've now put Timber as a replacement in that position, and he's actually doing quite well. I think this means that Mikel Arteta is still going to expect his team to play a possession style of football, but now with Odegaard have the fluidity to be able to switch as well and start playing counter-attacking. This means that this team will probably line up in their 4-3-3 formation, with the wingers out wide looking to stretch the play. I think Saka on the right with Odegaard supplying him, and then Trossard on the left with Declan Rice supplying him. I think now having Martin Odegaard back also means that Arsenal are not restricted to playing just one style of football. Week in and week out, we saw the Gunners trying to play either possession or attacking on the counter, but now they can do both. Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba will be the centre-back duo, just looking to keep things solid and stable in the heart of Arsenal's defence. Okay, next up we look at the away team in Manchester United. Now, the last 5 fixtures for the Red Devils have ended in 4 wins and 1 draw. I did check it twice, so if you have doubts, that is understandable. United's last match was a 4-0 win at Old Trafford against Everton last weekend. And in these last 5 fixtures, the Red Devils have scored 13 goals and conceded 3 goals. So it looks like in terms of form, Man United are actually very close to Arsenal right now. The first player I have to talk about for United has got to be their leading goal scorer in Argentine left winger Alejandro Garnacho. In 21 appearances, Garnacho has 8 goals and 4 assists, and for me, it's Garnacho's energy. He's always looking to run, always looking to dribble, always looking to shoot. But I think right now Garnacho's just a little inconsistent, and if he can translate some of that energy into consistency, I think Manchester United have a proper superstar on their hands. Next up, I want to talk about the assist leader for Manchester United in Portuguese attacking midfielder Bruno Fernandes. 20 appearances for him this season, 4 goals and 9 assists. what I really appreciate with Bruno Fernandes is the amount of creativity he has in those central positions. Usually there's not too much space there, and a player is always under pressure. But Bruno Fernandes somehow finds a way to either play that killer pass or manages to just dribble through a defense and then play the final ball to one of his teammates. But in Bruno Fernandes, I think Manchester United have a player who can either create or score from those long shots as well. And finally, I think the player who for me has made the biggest impact at Old Trafford this season has got to be Uruguayan defensive midfielder Manuel Ugarte. In 14 appearances, just one assist for him. But in Ugarte, I see a player who brings so much stability to this Manchester United midfield. They looked very fragile, and a lot of the blame was placed on Casemiro. So Ugarte has come in not just to help alleviate the burden of Casemiro when he's unavailable, but to also play alongside him, making sure that he's not the only one out there getting aggressive, trying to win the ball, but also always providing an option for Casemiro if he needs to release the ball quickly. Lissandro Martinez and Kobe Mino will both not feature in the heart of the defense and the midfield, respectively. Both of them picked up yellow cards against Everton, which means with all of the bookings they've accumulated, they're now suspended for this fixture. But I think new coach Ruben Amorim is still going to line his team up to play on the counter attack. Ruben Amorim has now implemented a new formation at Manchester United, a 3-4-2-1 formation, which allows them to play with two central midfielders and have wingers, but still offer a lot of attacking threats centrally with a bit of a triangle. In this triangle, we're usually seeing players like Bruno Fernandes or Mason Mount, Garnacho or Rashford, and then Xerxes or Hoyland. And both of these players are scoring goals. All of these players that I've mentioned are on form right now. And I think it means that Amorim has some big decisions to make coming into this one. I do think that a certainty is that in midfield, we will see Casemiro and Ugarte just providing a bit of stability and physicality so that this team can press high up and win the ball quickly. Okay, on to the head to head in the S3M2 Verdict. Now, the last five meetings between these two sides have ended in four wins for Arsenal and then just one win for Manchester United, so it does look pretty gloomy for the Red Devils. In terms of goal output in those last five fixtures, Arsenal have scored 11 goals and Manchester United have scored 7 goals. So, there too, it does look like Arsenal are a little bit more successful in terms of hitting the back of the net. But if we look at the Premier League table right now, Arsenal are second with 25 points, while Manchester United are ninth with 19 points. So just 6 points separating these two teams, and I think it means that Manchester United are still firmly in the race for Champions League football this season. The pressure is definitely on Arsenal to keep the pressure up on Liverpool as the leaders and to make sure that they don't leave the Reds to get too much space and then just let them out of their sights entirely. It's been major improvement with Odegaard in. You can see Arsenal are now playing fluid football. They're looking like a team that wants to compete for the Premier League title. For Manchester United, under Ruben Amorim, this team seems reborn. This new coach has created a bit of unpredictability at this team where other teams are now struggling to read Manchester United, and previously I think they were very predictable with what they were trying to do. And now we're seeing a team where they have fresh ideas both collectively as a unit and individually as well. I think though, because it's being played at the Emirates, I do have a bit of apprehension here. United did play an away match under Amorim, and that was at Ipswich, and it did end in a 1-1 draw. We then look at Arsenal at home, and the only teams that have managed to nick anything from the Gunners at the Emirates have been Liverpool and Brighton. And both of those matches were draws. So it just goes to show that right now the Emirates is a very difficult place for anybody to go to. And Manchester United, for me, have remained untested away from Old Trafford under Amorim. And unfortunately, this is a bit of a baptism by fire for this team. But I think Manchester United will give them some problems at the Emirates. Unfortunately, though, I don't see the Red Devils picking up all 3 points, and I think they'll be lucky with a draw. And I think that's actually how it's going to go. I think these two teams will cancel each other out. I think both will score, but I think both will also play very aggressive in the heart of their midfield. My final score prediction for this one at the Emirates is going to be Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. I think it will be a good game, an exciting game, I think at times it will be end to end with both of these teams looking to play counter attack. But I think when one of them has the ball, we now see both of these teams also having the capability of playing possession style as well, and just being patient in how they break down the opposition and slowly cut them apart.
Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Um, Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Um, Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.